A very good morning, students. Welcome back to the second session of our science class. As you all know, we started the first chapter of biology, that is food, where does it comes from. So let's have a recap of the first session. So dear students, in the first session, we learned about the evolution of food. How we as an early humans used to hunt and gather food to the advancement of modern life where we simply go to a shop or a supermarket and buy any food of our choice. Then we learned about the variety of food, why it is important. So variety brings fun in our food. And then we learned about ingredients. So what are ingredients? Ingredients are substances that are combined to make a particular dish. So quickly we'll just go through an example. Like if we want to make pulses, what are the ingredients we use? For dal we need pulse grain, water, salt, spices, oil, onion and tomato. Now we already have studied the sources of ingredients. So any ingredient that we have, it is either from plant or from animals. So here you can see in plants, what are the things we get from plant? That is rice, pulses, wheat, fruits and vegetables. Whereas what are the animal source? The food that we get from animals are eggs, milk, meat, fishes and chicken. So dear students, is there any ingredient which does not come from plants or animals? Yes, there are two ingredients which the source is neither plant nor animal. The first one is salt. Where is salt obtained from? Salt is obtained from salt water in the ocean and seas. And the second very important component is water. So we cannot survive without water, and water comes from rain, pond, rivers, lake, oceans, etc. Dear students, now we will learn about food from plants. So you already know plants can prepare food on their own. So what is the process by which they make food? So plants make food in form of glucose by the process of photosynthesis. So here is a new word for you, glucose. What is glucose? You all must have used it at home. So glucose is basically a form of sugar. So plant makes glucose by the process of photosynthesis. So what are the requirements for photosynthesis? They prepare food with the help of sunlight, carbon dioxide, water and chlorophyll. As you can recall, what is chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is a green pigment that is present in the plants and it helps in photosynthesis. Now sometimes the plants produce extra glucose. So what do they do? Extra glucose are stored in form of starch in different parts of plant and we use them as food. So we use starch as our food. So what are plants called? As plants prepare food on their own, they are known as producers. Do you know, students, that we eat different parts of plants like seeds, fruit, flower, leaf, stem and even roots? Let us see some examples. Plant parts used as food. So we eat seeds of wheat, rice, pulses and mustard. And we eat fruits like tomato, bhindi, brinjal, shimla mirch. And what are the leaves we eat? Like palak, cabbage, pudina, methi. And what are the parts of stem we eat? Onion, garlic and potato. The parts of roots that we use in our kitchen is carrot, radish and beetroot. Whereas in flowers we eat cauliflower and broccoli. Dear students, now we will read roots as food. So let me read it for you. Roots anchor the plant to the soil. What does anchor means? Anchor means is to hold. Yes, the roots hold the plant to the soil. They also absorb minerals and water from the soil for the entire plant. Roots get swollen with extra food gets stored in them. Yes, just now you have read. So what is the extra food? Yes, it is in form of starch. We eat the food stored by plants in the roots. So here are some examples. You can see the pictures. So it is carrot, beetroot, radish. So these are the three examples of root that we use in our kitchen. So now coming to stem as food. So let us read. Do you know what is the function of stem? Yes, the function of stem is to transport water and food to all parts of the plant. But some plants store their extra food in their stems. So what are the examples? You can see the pictures. Sugarcane, bamboo shoots and ginger. So these are the three examples of stems we use as food. So now there is also an example of underground stem. So why they are known as underground? Because the examples like potato, garlic and ginger, they are found inside the soil. So here is one very interesting example, that of lotus stem. So what is lotus stem? Let us see. Lotus stem is an example of underwater stem that we eat. So dear student, now we'll be coming to the end of this session, and what you have to do in the next session, we will cover leaves as food, flowers as food, fruits and vegetables as food, and seeds as food. So please revise the topics that are taught to you and do your assignments on time. Thank you.